Hell fucking yes. We finally finished with my shitty ass deck. We're finally done. Oh, let's celebrate. Let's go. Holy fuck.
Hello. Hey, are you good?
Huh? What? Fuck, what? What happens?
Hey, are you good?
Yeah, sorry, what's going on?
Well, how are we gonna do this? Do you want to order the structure decks or
Order structure decks? What do you mean?
for the series?
For restart? I'll just do it the same way that I always do it.
Usually do. I mean, for the first episode, how will you get the cards?
First episode? You mean the first episode of season 2?
Season 2. Let's make the first episode of season 1 first.
Wait, what? What day is it today?
The 15th of November.
Finally, a chance to make things right. Fuck the plan. I'm not playing shitty salads. We're building some fucking charmers. A few months ago, I decided to take a shot in the dark and start a sealed only series. I tried it before, but I never continued because I never had the motivation to continue back then. I never thought that, although this was just a card game, it would change my days so drastically. I sit at my computer meticulously making sure that everything I want to say hits the way I want it to. I played games I never expected to go the way that they did.
Link 1, chain link 2, I'm going to target your center spell card to destroy it.
Oh my god. Effective artifact site. I talked to people that I never expected to talk to, and I made friends in the community that I genuinely never expected to make. These last few months have felt both like a blink of an eye, but also like a lifetime. I'm glad that you guys were there to experience it all with me and give me the motivation to keep going. While I can gladly say that this is not the end of the series, it's the closing of the first chapter, and it was more than fun while it lasted. I have a lot to say about the deck, and just as much to say to you guys, but let's focus for now. My pulls were amazing, the deck's fun as hell, and I love this series. My name is Demo, and I'm willing to do anything to bring a criminally underrated archetype to competitive viability. Let's queue up for the finale of Yu-Gi-Oh! Restart's first chapter, Charming Magic. I find it amazing that on the very last episode of the season, we get a new patron, being LAO Joe. Joe's been a longtime supporter of the series, so I can't thank both him and all of you who've been with me from the start enough. Now, let's discuss some strategy. We've pretty much gotten this far by winging it and improvising, and I kinda wanna keep that going. What that means is we're not getting a second Dual Devastator. Because fuck that. We sold a lot of cards over the last 2 weeks, so let me run down how much money we have in order. We have our base $50, our leftover $1.50, an extra $20 from going 5-0 last week, $38 from Armed Dragon level 10, $350 from Appaloosa, $550 from Noctovision, $6 from Seyfert from a previous episode, $950 from a World Legacy Guard Dragon from a previous episode, $350 from Totally Awesome, and $750 from VWXYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon. This adds up to a combined total of $145. In the final episode of the series, we've got almost triple the budget to spend. The most sales in the series, the most cards, and the most packs to open. We've spent every last penny to make sure that we don't walk away with a few extra dollars, because that would be far too easy on my wallet. For the final episode, we've got an issue. Our deck is honestly viable now, and all we can do is give it minor touch-ups. We're gonna put in staples and make a few tiny changes, but for the most part, we can't do much. Whatever we open also has to have the opportunity to be carried over into the next season, and as you guys know, we will be able to choose certain cards to carry over, but I'll go more in depth on the rules after we open our packs. I would like to say that aside from this last episode of the season, I will be making a video discussing my closing thoughts and how I felt about Charmers and Magistus as well, and whether or not I think you should build them. Not to delay anymore, but we will delay by saying subscribe if you enjoyed the content up till now, and let's cap out our fucking deck. For the last episode of the season, we're bringing back the original Matt. Wow, I can't believe I stuttered on the first actual quote that I could say in this series. I mean, the fucking first quote I could say in the season finale. Wow, I am really messing up right now. Okay, so with $145 to spend, it's time to show you how much money I've wasted. These two boxes of maximum gold were $30 a piece. These 2 boxes of Dual Overload were $30 a piece. These 7 packs of Phantom Rage were, I think, $25. I think it was supposed to be 26. The woman dropped it to 25. You know what? She also gave me an extra OTS pack because we still get OTS packs for buying other packs. Holy shit, we have a lot of cards to open today. Like, straight up, 4, 8, 15. We have a full 33 packs to open today. That's about a box and a half. A little bit less than a box and a half. Whatever. So we have to decide where we want to start. I think we're going to go in order. I think Dual Overload has cooler pulls, so we're probably going to start with Maximum Gold. I think I'm straight up... Oh my god, I'm so excited for this episode. To not just for you guys to see it, but for, you know, me to get these packs open and to see how I do with the games, because like I'm genuinely excited. I'm so excited to see how this is all gonna work out. Let's do these Maximum Gold packs first. Wow, that looks fucking horrible. It's funny, I'm running on like no sleep, but I have all the energy in the world right now. I think it's just the excitement of this being the last opening for this pack, for this deck. It just makes me feel a whole new level of hype. Let's go Dark Lord Contact? Traptrix Dioneus, Silent Angler, Shared Ride. The next one should be Elder Entity Entis. Okay, and Polymerization and Foolish Burial Goods. Not the best pulls in the world from the first pack, but hey, we have 7 more. Jesus, I can never... Something consistent about this series is I can never get these packs open, and I can't even justify it because my hands shake. Like, I just can't get packs open. Gigant X. If I was gonna run Machinas, that would be really good. Monster... Oh shit! We never got Monster Reborn! That's amazing! Foolish Burial, Stardust Charge Warrior, still a good card. Number C107. Okay, actually, I think it might make more sense to put Monster Reborn in over... I'm just thinking about like certain extenders. Tenyi Spirit Shithana is up there because that card is not the most useful. Eater of Millions. Lancia. Okay, cool. Another copy of Lancia to go into the side deck. Utopia Beyond. Starlight Junction. Ghost Spell. I don't know if we're gonna run another Ghost Spell. I'll put it over here for now. Traptrix Murmelio. God, I feel like Team Sam right now. Like, I did not expect to have this much energy. Cyber Dragon Infinity. That's an interesting one. I mean, we can't make it, but that is interesting. Another Totally Awesome. I mean, that's totally awesome, you know, as they say. Fucking kill me. Oh, Torbus to the Forbidden Realms. We're gonna have 2 little piles over here. Cards that might see play, and then cards that will probably sell. That was already the first box of Mago. Now on to the second box of Mago. Oh my god, why do these never... Oh, it's still taped? Wow, I feel like an idiot. So it took actually a bit of work to get these packs out of the box. So there's a pretty surprisingly decent chance that they're damaged. And I sure hope not. Dark Lord Ixchel, Whitestone of Ancients, Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, and we got... Ooh, our 3rd copy of Ash! What the fuck? And Cosmotown, I mean, you can't follow up an Ash with fucking Cosmotown. Okay, so we actually have a full playset of Ash in our deck. Ash Blossom and Joyous Feet because we got the fucking feet art. Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, Noble Knights of the Round Table, Traptrix Mantis, and Zodiac Shakanine, and the Prime Monarch. We got 2 more packs of Mago, but the only other thing that I really want from Mago at this point is fucking Nibiru, number C101. Can you summon C101 with regular 101? No, you cannot. Drowning Mirror Force, Parla, Morningstar. No fucking way. Oh my god. Okay. See, very rarely do you get a box that good. But this one already had 2 Ashes. So all I can hope for at this point is like a Blue Eyes or some shit. Noble Knight Tristan, Tachyon Transmigration, Noble Knight Brothers, and we got... Okay, the next one's gold. Inferno Mirage, and the last gold rare is Ghost Ogre. I do love Ghost Ogre. It is my favorite of the Ghost Sisters, so honestly I may consider moving Ghost Ogre into the main deck, so I'm probably gonna put it there. There's so much fucking garbage now. Okay, next we're gonna go into Dual Overload. I'm gonna open it off camera because there's a lot to fucking unpack here. Should I just open both boxes and put them down right away? I'm gonna do that. I literally spent probably like, oh my god, a good fucking 5-6 hours cleaning my room earlier today, and now it's just filled with cardboard and no disappointment because our pulls are fucking amazing. Okay, so let's check out the giant cards first. We got Dark Magician Girl. I'm guessing this is like the most popular of all the oversized cards. And the last one, I pray that it is Blue Eyes White Dragon. It is another Dark Magician Girl. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all the oversized cards because I don't really have a use for them. Okay, we've got 12 packs of Dual Overload. 12 whole chances to get something good. As you guys know, the middle card is usually the short print card. So we're gonna do 2 to the front. Bloom Harmonist, I did run Melodious. Fuva. I ran 6 Samurais too. I mean, everybody did at some point, I think. What the fuck is this? You know what's wild? This card isn't bad, actually. But I don't think we're gonna play it. Like, that card actually had a decent effect. It's literally just a free special summon from hand, but... do we need it? Not at all. Scrap Orthros, Malefic Divide, Reptilian Echidna, Echidna, Watcheraf, and... We got Celine! We got Celine! It's actually wild how, like, good these pack openings are. You know what? I'm just gonna make it one pile. Because at this point, like... I don't even know what we're doing anymore. Okay, let's do this. Bloom Harmonist, Vanity's Ruler, Blackwing Zephyros the Elite, Malefic Selector, and Ancient Gear Ballista. I had a couple people on Discord tell me that they think I'm gonna be building fucking Ancient Gears for the next series. Like, no. I'm not doing that. You guys will see very soon what the next series is gonna have. Almirage. Okay, Almirage is actually a pretty good card to get. I mean, we can't run it, but it's a good card. Ferocious Flame Swordsman, and... ooh, okay. I mean, that's like a sell card, I think, but... I am happy to see it. Why are these dual overload pulls better than every other dual overload pull we've gotten? Okay, let's go into Needle Fiber this time. Come on. Card of Fate, Ojama Emperor, Enma's Judgment, Deck Lockdown, and Extra Hero Infernal Devicer. You know what would be a fucking nightmare for me? If it wasn't recording. Like, I looked at it just now, and I couldn't tell if it was recording or not for a second there. I was about to be very upset at myself. Swap Frog, Abyss King Gilgamesh, Super Viacroid Stealth Union, The Last Warrior from Another Planet, and Mayakashi Mayhem. Do people play Mayakashis? There's the Mayakashi FTK, which is okay. Another Almirage. I mean, Almirage is still a good card. Zombie World, okay. Alien Shock Trooper M-Frame, Cubic Ascension, and Crossroads Dragon. I was interested in building a Rose deck, but... I don't know how that'll go. Angry Cum Umbrella, Protector Whelp, okay. Gigaplant, Ferocious Flame Swordsman, and Madolche Mageline. I don't know if any of these cards are worth much, to be honest. I don't know most of the prices for Dual Overload right now. I just know, I think Anima and Celine are both like $10 cards, 10, 15. We got Chaos Goddess, okay. Malefic Tune, Deck Lockdown, Malefic Territory, and Levianeer. Sadly, Levianeer is not worth anything. I know that because we've pulled it before. Okay, let's go 2 to the front, baby. Another Almirage. We get a lot of Almirages. Strap Orthros, Alien Shock Trooper M-Frame, Celestial, and... what the fuck is that? You know what's crazy about Dual Overload? We always get this weird, like, legacy support that I've literally never seen before. So let's go. Again, 2 to the front. Card of Fate. Hopefully the Card of Fate for this pack is a... Needle Fiber? Cyber Dragon Infinity. Okay, that's still a good card, but we don't need another one. Last pack. I mean, all we ever needed from this was Celine. And Verte Anaconda would have been nice, but at this point I kind of want a Needle Fiber. Swap Frog, Gilgamesh, Hyper Director, Hollow Giants, and... no fucking way! Oh! No way! It's actually wild how every single opening is better than the last one. Okay, we're going into Phantom Rage before we go into OTS 15. Oh my goodness. Mutant GB88, Mutant Cry. If you guys are wondering why I picked Phantom Rage, it's honestly just because the pack has always been kind of lucky for me. There's very little actual reasoning for me to be opening it. Main reason I'm opening it is literally just because I like the set. So we're just gonna look for the holo card and then Dual Avatar. It's weird because on camera my luck with Phantom Rage is really bad, but outside of the camera I bought 8 packs and got a Starlight, so... Awakening of the Possessed, Mutant Blast, Grethus, Mutant ST46. Okay. I don't think it's worth anything, so I'm just gonna put it with all the other cards, but it does make me feel good knowing that. Realistically, out of 7 packs, we're not even owed, like, a secret rare. Geonator Transverser, Mutant Expansion, Jaja, Compact, and Nyan Nyan. We have 3 more packs of Phantom Rage to go. I mean, luck had to end somewhere. It was going too well for us, so we had to buy some bad packs as well. Like I said, I'm honestly surprised at how bad my luck is coming out of Phantom Rage, because my luck from Phantom Rage outside of this is like wild. Mutant Beast. Damn, is Mutant ST46 really the only non-super card we're getting out of this pack? Raid Raptor, Heal Eagle, Tri-Brigade Oath, Mutant Blast, and Prank Kids Meow Meow Moo. Okay, fuck this set. I like Phantom Rage, but I'm just upset that I didn't get anything good. Okay, so last time I thought I could see the ultimate rare foiling, but because of the lighting in my room, I could not. So I'm gonna try to play this a bit differently. Windwitch Ice Bell and Shaddoll Dragon, still a good super. Pretty much most of the supers are going to go into the sell pile over here because why not? You could pretty much sell anything except for wow. I don't want to damage whatever is in here, so like, okay, so you guys did not see that, but it took me like a solid minute to get the card out of there, and I really hope it's not an ulti now. Okay, it's not an ulti, it's a Zodiac Borbo. Yeah, if that was an ulti and I just spent like a full minute trying to get it just out of the fucking wrapper, I would be very upset at myself. Amber Factor, Pain, Armed Dragon level 3, and Trash. Okay, so I'm hoping to end with an ulti like last time. DDR, Rank Up Magic, the 7th one. It is not an ulti, it is... Oh, what the fuck is going on? Do you guys see that? Is it like an ink splash or something? Even fucking Konami decided that this pack, or that card was trash. I think this is an ulti. I think I could see the foiling. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong. I am so wrong, I'm so stupid, it was a fucking World Legacy token. I think those sell for like $5, so... Wow, I just got myself hyped up over fucking nothing. Well, this is the last pack. I hope that it's an ulti, but I don't think it is. DDR, Rank of Magic, the 7th one, and it is Dogmatic of Punishment, a very good card, a pretty expensive card, surprisingly, but not the best card in the set. This opening gave us everything we would want and more. Like, honestly, what else could I have asked for at this point? I'm going to make the final changes to the deck right now, and I will cut back in very shortly. Are Selene and Artemis the same person? Or do they just look very much alike? They might be the same person, because I'm pretty sure Magistus is supposed to be before whatever this is. So here are the final changes coming to the deck. It doesn't look as outstanding as last time. I mean, we did pull, like I said, a lot of very good cards here, but it's just that we don't really need most of them, and a lot of them are probably just going to be sold to fund the next season. Now, here's the important thing though. We have a full playset of Ash, and I don't think Ghost Bell is as useful in today's format, so I would rather keep running 3 Ash over that, though we have 4 Ashes, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. As well as, I would rather have Monster Reborn as an extender over Shatana, because that would give me a lot more options. We are dropping our boy, Proxy F Magician, who has served us so well until this point. He hasn't come up recently very much at all. Most of the time I'm just trying to make other cards, and for the most part, as much as I really like him, Selene's gonna be more useful now, so see you later, buddy. Selene, the Queen of Master Magicians. Essentially, the way that this card works is that it's a free special summon from the hand or graveyard. It'll be useful for pretty much continuing combos. This card, if you're able to make this card, is a free Appaloosa, so why not run it, right? And the last change that we're making is a single D-Barrier being swapped out for a single copy of Artifact Lancia. That last change was mainly for the side deck. Obviously, I'm not really going to be running Lancia in the main deck. I mean, it's possible. It's good in the format, but I'm not doing it. Now it's time to go over the deck for the final time. It's time for the final edition of this deck. We have got our 1, 2, 3, and 4 Charmers. These cards have been with us since the beginning, except for Asa. I bought an extra copy of Asa to match with the others. With those, we've still got our 3 copies of Fairy Tail Luna, our Magistus package being 3 Endymions, 2 Rilionas, 2 Crowleys, and a single copy of Zorua, the most painful card in the game to pull. We've got our 1-ofs being the Nefarious Archfiend Eater of Nefariousness and our Archfiend Eater of Nefarious. Our hand trap lineup, which is Uno, Dos, and 3 Ash Blossoms and Joyous Spring. I swapped out the dual Devastator one for a gold one because I'd rather just have the match. We've got our 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird, and we've got our 1 copy of Nibiru. As much as I would have liked to play more Nibirus, 3 Ash, 2 Drolls, and a Nibiru is always fine. We've still got our 3 copies of Spirit Charmers, our 2 copies of Trismegistus, and our 1 copy of Magistus Invocation. You ready for the 1-of spells? Because there's a lot. We got 1 copy of Awakening of the Possessed, 1 copy of Terraforming, 1 copy of Called by the Grave, 1 copy of Secret Village, and 1 copy of Monster Reborn. Opening any of these cards is good, so there's nothing wrong with running this much. The only issue would be getting Terraforming and Secret Village, but a lot of the time the deck does discard, so it's not too much of a problem. We've got our 3 Possessed Partnerships, our 1 Unpossessed, and 1 of each Solemn card. For the extra deck, it's still the same as always, but we're going through the entire deck. We've got Artemis the Magistus Moon Maiden. We've got our Iwas. We've got our Nina Ruru, and we've got Vafram. 1 of each Magistus card. Why not? We've got our Nightmare Phoenix along with our Nightmare Unicorn. We've got our Hita, the Fire Charmer of Blaze. We've got Selene, the Queen of Master Magicians. And our Appaloosa, the Bow of the Goddess. Along with our Borreload Savage Dragon, our Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, and our Xyz lineup, being a single copy of Bahamut Shark, copy of Toad, copy of 101, and a copy of Abyss Dweller. And finally, the very last thing, the 3 tokens that we have been playing the entire time. By the way, I have had this in the deck the entire time, I just don't show it. We've got our 3 copies of Phantasme that are still all completely different, 2 different Denko Sekkas, 2 different Ghost Ogres, 1 Gamma Seal still, 2 Artifact Lancias, single Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Twin Twisters, and 2 Dimensional Barriers. I think that in the end we've ended up getting pretty much every single card that we've wanted, and something about that just amazes me. We're gonna flash forward to me explaining the rules and how the entire New Game Plus is going to work, but let's take one last physical look at the deck, because who knows if future me will be able to actually find a real duel to play. Let's do this! Alright, time to lay out New Game Plus. For the finale only, we play a total of 10 matches instead of 5, and losing 2 won't automatically end the episode. Every win gives us 2 things: a choice of 1 card to carry over and an extra $10 for the first episode of the next season. I originally planned $5, but I decided that we can't carry over any funds from this season, so that'll give us a little bit more of a starting boost. We can't sell any cards that we carry over, so if we already got all the cards that I plan to use in the next deck, we can forgo the option of buying extra cards and just take the extra $10. Also, depending on how many times we win, we get even more. Winning 3 games in a row gives us an extra $5, winning 5 times gives us an extra $10, and 7 wins gives us an extra $20, and although I straight up don't think it's going to happen, winning all 10 matches will give us an additional $50 for the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Restart's 2nd season. I will also continue the theme of selling all the additional cards that we pulled this episode and using them to fund the series. This doesn't mean that whatever we sell is how much we're going to get as spending money for the next episode. It just means that you guys still have the opportunity to buy most of these cards, and I can actually afford to continue the series. It's also about time that I finally tell you guys the deck that I chose. What, do you not want me to tell them the deck that I chose? Some of you might be mad, and some of you might like the idea, but this is a deck that I've wanted to build since the announcement of their release months ago, and I've made plenty of references to them in the past. That deck is... The only interesting archetypes to me would be Tri-Brigade from Phantom Rage, or Spriggans from Blazing Vortex. There's only one deck out there right now that I can think of off the top of my head that you won't spend a good amount of money on, and that's Bird Up. If there's anything I can say about Phantom Rage, it's I really like Tri-Brigades. I think Tri-Brigades are a very fun archetype. That's right, it's Bird Up times, boys and girl. I'm sorry if it's not what you expected, but I decided that I wanted to build them a while ago, and pulling my second ever Starlight while I couldn't decide what I wanted, just to get a Starlight Farigide, kind of sealed it for me. Before we do that though, we still have to show the full extent of what our Charmers can do, so let's focus on that. Let's end this series with a bang. I'm gonna start by apologizing as my setup for remote duels isn't quite the best, but I'll be on the screen where the Charmer icon is. I also streamed it over on twitch.tv/indemo, and I will be cutting out the audio as I had music playing while I streamed, and I just don't want that being too overpowering to the gameplay. Match 1 is up against Chaos Lightsworn. I've faced this exact deck before, and it is not a huge threat, except it can play through multiple negates pretty easily, and it does run Dragoon. We win the dice roll and choose to go first. We don't have the best hand, so we set 2 and pass turn. Our opponent starts with Chaos Space, discarding Silent Boots to search out Felis. We activate Droll on resolution since Chaos Lightsworn searches and draws a lot. White Dragon Waver Buster comes out and swings for 17. On our turn, we draw into Rilliona and use its effect to search Magistus Invocation. We link her into Artemis to get Rilliona engraved and pass turn. On our opponent's turn, he normal summons Ancient Cloak and links them into Verte Anaconda. He then summons Collapse Serpent and then uses Chaos Space to draw. On Verte's activation, we activate Solemn Warning to negate Verte and destroy it. Black Dragon attacks over Rilliona and passes turn. On our turn, we draw Fairy Tail Luna and add Asa to our hand. We then use Trismegistus to special out Asa from our hand. Through a very convoluted series of plays, we're able to make Vahram, Aiwas, and Asa on board, and using partnerships to pop the Black Dragon, giving us enough damage for game. Game 2 and 3 were very long games, but instead of explaining how the games went down, I'll just show you 2 clips.
Let me go for my Dragoon. Yeah, I'll link these away.
Alright, here we fucking go.
Yes, sir, Verte.
Sadly, we still do not have the strength to out-Dragoon properly, ladies and gentlemen. Match 2 is up against Geist, and the biggest concern here is that when it comes to this matchup, we either have to stop our opponent from setting up a board on turn 1 or OTK turn 2, but we lose the grind game no matter what. We start by normal summoning Rilliona and adding Trismegistus. We use Trismegistus to bring out Endymion and Crowley from our hand. We equip Endymion with Artemis and search for a Zorua to our hand. We then activate Invocation in hand to bring out Aiwas using Rilliona and Artemis. We then banish Rilliona to equip Endymion with Artemis again in order to fix our hand. We turn Crowley into a water and make Toad like usual and pass turn. Our opponent starts with a Super Poly to make Mud Dragon, getting rid of our only negate. He then summons Silk and sets 3 and passes turn. On our draw phase, our opponent uses Anti-Spell Fragrance, and yeah, we lost this game. Game 2, we start with Luna and Awakening, giving us a draw and area to hand. We then use Spirit Charmers and set partnerships to add Hita to hand. With one more card set, we pass turn. Our set is Twin Twisters, and so long as our opponent didn't draw anything that can clear our board, we could win this game. I'll let you guys see for yourselves.
End of battle phase, evenly matched.
Match 3 is bringing Blue Eyes back. We win the dice roll and go first, and unsurprisingly, we do not get the best possible hand. We normal summon Wind, set 1 card, and then pass turn. We see Whitestone of Ancients come down, then Link Karibo is made to bring out Blue Eyes on end phase. We ash it and our opponent has 2 set. We normal summon Hita, which gets Solemn. We attack to get rid of Link Karibo, and I stop to check my phone to check the email that says I'm Twitch affiliated. By the way, you should go check out my stream, it's over on twitch.tv/indemo, and then we pass turn. Our opponent summons Maiden and then uses Sage in hand to trigger Maiden's effect. We called by the Sage and ash the Maiden, which is just hilarious. Call the Haunted brings back Whitestone and Link Karibo sends it to the graveyard, which gives our opponent a Blue Eyes. We normal summon Droll and use Monster Reborn to bring back Hita. We then make 101 with the Droll on board for some reason and steal Blue Eyes, then get rid of Link Karibo. Episode 13 and Charmers still can't figure out a way to out a Maiden. We then draw Endymion, which gets Veilered, and we have to pass turn. We use Endymion on the next turn and use Artemis to search Zorua. We then use Zorua to special back Hita. We make Hita and then make Selene. Using Selene, we bring back Hita and make Borreload Savage Dragon with 2 negates from Ablaze Hita. That's enough for game. Game 2, our opponent summons Protector and specials out Maiden. Sage targets Maiden, which allows for 2 Blue Eyes and a Link Karibo. We set 2 and use Secret Village, then normal summon Win and attack. On our opponent's turn, he summons Maiden, which removes the spell lock. We use partnerships to pop a Blue Eyes, but then he attacks over the Win right after. We use Spirit Charmers, discarding Garnet, and search partnerships and Awakening the Possessed. We then use the second of our 3 partnerships to bring out Asa and pop the second Blue Eyes. We summon Endymion and use Artemis to search Crowley. We then use Crowley to send Win and then make Bahamut Shark and Toad. In order to avoid wasting Toad, we pass turn, and our opponent starts with Dragon Shrine to send White Stone, adding Blue Eyes to hand. We see some card called Cosmo Brain come out, and we get rid of it with Possessed Partnerships and draw off of Awakening. We draw into Rilliona and add an Invocation, then banish Crowley to equip Artemis, then use it to search another Crowley. Magistus Invocation makes Aiwas, and when our opponent attempts to use Maiden, we Ash it, taking the game. Match 4 is up against a sealed only deck, and we start with Endymion to add Zorua because we don't have Frog combo. We set 1 card and pass turn. Our opponent uses Cyclone to banish our back row, then Foolish Burial Goods, sending World Dino Wrestling and uses it to special summon Dino Wrestler Koala slot, then normal summons some other unpronounceable dino, and makes Giga Savad. Our opponent discards a card to activate Machina Redeployment, then adds Fortress and Citadel. He then discards Citadel to special summon out Fortress. Endymion gets beaten over by Savad, and Fortress attacks for 2500 direct. We normal summon Zorua, and our opponent uses Overdrive to special summon out Air Raider, then specials out Citadel. Zorua brings out Endymion, and our opponent uses Citadel to wipe our board. Giga Savad actually has Destruction Protection and can destroy my cards once per turn, kind of like a bad Dragoon. Danger Tsuchinoko special summons itself, then we use Partnerships to survive the Savad attack. We normal summon Luna, and Air Raider specials out Irradiator, then Luna resolves and our opponent gets Citadel to board. We Monster Reborn to bring back Zorua and equip him with Ninururu, then special back Endymion. We Synchro for Savage and attack over the Tsuchinoko. In the end, we can't actually out the board and lose game 1. Game 2, we use Terraforming and Rilliona to get Trismegistus to hand. We then use Spirit Charmers to set Partnerships and are able to summon Zorua with Trismegistus. We use Crowley in order to make Savage Dragon then. We pop a Danger Thunderbird with Partnerships and our opponent sets 1 and passes. After a very long series of pointless combos, we end on a Hida, Blaze, and an Abyss Dweller, which gives us the game. Game 3, our opponent summons Gear Frame, which we Ash, and our opponent uses Danger Dogman and Thunderbird. We summon Rilliona on our turn, Trismegistus gets Solemned, but it's fine because we summon out Nefarious or Archfiend. In a very strange series of plays, we use Nefarious or Archfiend to special summon Ash Blossom from the grave, which lets us Synchro summon for Draco Berserker. This ends up being enough, as a 3k body that gains attack and can attack twice per turn is far stronger than one would expect. The next match is against a deck that's destroyed us since episode 1, Trap Tricks. We normal summon Luna, then use Trismegistus to bring out Zorua and special summon Area. Using Artemis, we add Crowley to our hand, then make Savage and Toad. On our opponent's turn, he brings out Sarah, then summons Parallel Exceed and sets 3, then passes with Rafflesia. We use Artemis to get another Endymion, and our opponent uses Sanctum to bring out Moral Attack, which we use Toad. Weirdly, it actually sets to our Spell and Trap card zone, and then we use Toad to bring itself back to the extra deck. Our opponent attempts to resolve Sarah, and we negate it with Borreload Savage, which then gets compulsed. We bring back Toad and use Crowley to equip Endymion with Artemis, which gets negated. Our opponent summons Sarah again and attempts to use Break Off Trap Hole, which we Toad. We make Phoenix to pop the back row, then summon Luna, clearing the board and eventually taking game 1. Game 2, our opponent summons Mermelio and makes Sarah and Redoer, then sets 3 and passes turn. Then accidentally uses the wrong Redoer effect because YGO Omega. We use Spirit Charmers, discarding Wind to get Awakening and Hita. We summon Hita and our opponent uses Imperm to trigger Sarah's effect, which we Ash. Beating over Sarah, we pass turn. We attempt to use Droll on the Redoer, draw, which actually gets negated and burns us. We're able to slightly break through and pop a few cards, but we draw into Spirit Charmers with no cards in hand, and with that, we lose game 2. Game 3, we normal summon Denko Sekka and Ash the Parallel Exceed, then summon Rilliona and make Aiwas. With no outs to Denko Sekka, we take the match. Up next is against our newest patron, Joe. He shoots off with Gold Sark for Thunder Dragon Dark, which we Ash. Chaos Space adds a Waiver Buster and Jackalope brings out Chupacabra. That makes Verte, and yeah. We attempt to play through the Dragoon, but we just don't have an out and lose game 1. Game 2, we set up a good board with full spell lock as long as I can use Partnerships to bring back a Spellcaster. We get Feather Duster though before I'm even able to activate Partnerships, because we assume that our opponent does not hard draw into Feather Duster. And with only Phoenix and 1 monster, both get wiped. Snakes do snake things and Synchro Summon, and there's no coming back from this one. Next match is against Ikorion's Heroes, and we actually draw a great hand. We set up a board with Rilliona, Toad, and 2 set. We steal Raigeki with Toad, and we bring out Zorua with Unpossessed. We use Rilliona to equip Zorua with Artemis and special out Crowley, and with a set Raigeki against no interruptions, I'm sure you can figure out how the game went. Game 2, we Terraforming and use Luna to special out Crowley. We bring back Area with Monster Reborn and make Toad, ending with an Omni Negate, a Bounce, and Spell Lockdown. Our opponent sets 1 and passes turn, and we summon Endymion and use his effect to get Crowley and attack for 50 damage short of game. We use Toad and others as material to make Selene, which makes Appaloosa. With that, we bring back Toad with Bahamut Shark, and with full Spell Lockdown and Omni Negate and 2 Monster Negates, we take the match. Our opponent starts by summoning Summoner Monk, and discarding Tactics to bring out Lifeless Leaffish. This sends Coelacanth, which gets summoned back with Dugaris. If you know Shark combos, then you know how this continues. But in an interesting tech option, our opponent ends on Appaloosa, Toad, and Shen Shen. Shen Shen here acts as a Macrocosmos, and our opponent has 3 Monster Negates and an Omni Negate. If this seems really strong, it's time to learn about Yu-Gi-Oh! Text and rulings. Totally Awesome does not require you to tribute to activate its effect, and actually requires you to specifically send a monster to the graveyard, conflicting with Shen Shen's effect. This means that Toad is inactive and we can proceed to use spell cards to our heart's content. After taking out Appaloosa by forcing its negate on Luna, on our opponent's turn we pop Toad with partnerships and use Luna to bounce Shen Shen. We then use Luna to bounce Bahamut Shark, and with no way to take our board anymore, and with a Dweller only at 1700 after losing its last water material, we take the game. Game 2, our opponent sets up what's essentially our ideal board, a 3 negate Appaloosa, a Borreload Savage, and a Toad. We straight up cannot play through it and we just scoop. Game 3, we throw our opponent off by letting them go first. Unluckily for them, they draw completely unplayable and pass turn. Unluckily for us as well, so do we. We summon Area and use Secret Village and attack, passing turn. Our opponent then sets Tenyi Spirit Chitana and passes turn, which we decide that we don't necessarily have to beat over right away. Summoner Monk comes out and brings out Lifeless Leafish, and our opponent makes Unicorn as a last resort. We combo off, but we get Nibiru, which doesn't matter much. We dick around for a little bit and let our opponent pop off, and then Nibiru our opponent and eventually just decide to end the game. The penultimate match is against Feet Control. I fucking hate dual avatars. Our opponent starts with Rhoda and we use Droll, which doesn't matter much because our opponent uses Dual Avatar Invitation, a card that's surprisingly kind of wild, as it just allows you to essentially summon 2 free fusion monsters. On our turn, we use Partnerships to clear our opponent's board, but our opponent copies the effect of Dual Avatar Invitation with a trap card, giving another helping of a free double fusion. We draw Nefarious or Garnet as our top deck, and that's not an out, so we enter Scoop phase. Game 2, we use Endymion to search Zorua, which we then discard for Spirit Charmers and bring back with Monster Reborn. We make Borreload Savage and use it to negate a Raigeki on our opponent's turn. Then we use D-Barrier calling Fusion, and clearing board with Partnerships, OTKing the next turn. Game 3, we Ash a Rhoda, but our opponent uses Fists, which works the exact same way, and eventually getting another double fusion summon. We manage to clear the board, but our board also gets wiped eventually, and while hoping for a top deck that can bring us back, we get Ash, which is a hard rip and a hard loss. For the final duel, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm playing against Dire YGO, not a fellow sealed only player, but someone that's very good at the ins and outs of the deck that they play in practice. I've done plenty of shoutouts for other channels so far, and all will be linked in the description, but this one is for a channel that has incredibly unique ideas and content. Watch the Idiot's Guide series, please, it's absolutely amazing, and keep an eye or 3 out just for a little something that we might have planned over on Dire's channel. This duel won't be me dubbing over it, but instead it'll have the actual audio from when we played. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Okay. Generators.
Yep, best deck.
I'm gonna go ahead and discard Ash.
Wait 1 second.
Yep.
Oh, Droll. Oh, okay.
I mean, did I say Ash?
Yeah, that 2 won't pass.
Start by normal summoning Endymion.
Thinking I will be disactivating Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Can you get that OTK?
I mean, how am I gonna OTK if you give away points? I'm going to activate Endymion.
Okay.
Activate Artemis. Artemis searches Rhoda for Magistus.
That is activate or Legacy Monstrosity's first effect.
I'm going to chain Spirit Charmers, discarding Nefarious or Archfiend for cost.
That is fine.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh god, is that the one that can like negate once per turn or something?
Yeah, but it needs tributes to negate. But you do gotta resolve Artemis.
I do have to resolve Artemis.
And that is adding a card from deck to hand.
And add Liliana to my hand.
Resolution, I will activate Heart. Or
So-
it'll trigger, or whatever.
I can send... Oh, I choose my own card to send, right?
Yeah, you pick.
How can you do this to me? Familiar Possessed Hito. I will then activate Trismegistus.
That is fine.
I will send it to the grave to activate its special summon effect. I special summon 2 and you gain
Yep.
2100. How am I gonna kill you? Activate Liliana. When she's summoned, adding Magistus spell or trap to my hand. Add Magistus Invocation.
Okay.
Activate Magistus Invocation. For Iwas.
I will gain 2k.
Oh my god, you're just gonna keep gaining. I can't. We'll overlay these two.
I will gain 21.
26, actually. Detach one.
Nice. 69. Nice.
Nice. Okay. I will activate Iwas. Enter battle phase.
That is fine.
4K 22. I will pass turn.
I will draw.
Draw for turn. Enter battle phase. 4,000. 26. 22. Pass turn there. I really hope you didn't just draw an out. This is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'll draw for turn. Battle phase.
Thinking end of main phase.
Sure.
Have you summoned more than 5 times? Yeah, you got it.
Oh god, how do I side against your deck?
Oh, I'm picking. Oh,
Oh yeah. This is not what I asked for.
This is exactly what I asked for. Terra. Stage.
Another one.
I'm gonna activate stage. I will pass.
Draw.
Phase. Stage. Get R. And then 4.
I'm going to normal summon Liliana.
Discarding Ghost System.
Liliana resolves. Because we'll add Trismegistus to my hand.
On resolution, Har.
Alright. I will send Liliana. I will set 1. Set 2. Activate Trismegistus.
Har.
Set.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Normal summon Ash.
What? You're gonna synchro
Synchro.
12?
Yep. Final Sigma.
Oh!
Phase. Swing for 3k. Pass.
I will draw for turn.
And stage will activate Hela.
Hello.
And I'm activating Hela. Attributing
Attributes
one.
a token, then summons. I'm gonna chain called by.
activate boss fight.
It's not a hard once per turn on the first effect, is it? That's fine.
Utgarda.
Okay, this is still during my draw phase, I guess.
Our draw phase.
Our draw phase, yes. I'm going to activate Spirit Charmers. Win. Awakening of the Possessed.
Did you special summon last turn or no?
I did not.
So I take half damage from.
Oh, can I do enough damage to OTK? Normal summon Crowley the Magistus of Grimoires.
Gonna shotgun Utgarda.
I will chain Possessed Partnerships. Bring out Win and pop Garda, I guess.
Okay.
I will declare an attack on Hela. I will activate Unpossessed.
That is fine.
Now, the Sigma is actually an issue.
Battle phase.
I will activate Unpossessed. Zorua the Magistus Flame. Draw for turn.
Boss stage.
Jesus Christ. Main one.
That's fine.
Activate the effect of Zorua.
Chain, Lopter, tribute this one.
Okay, I will equip. Is there some kind of way that I can win this game? No.
I don't think so, buddy.
Oh, hold on. You don't know what's in my hand, actually.
Well, you don't know what's that, not my field.
With yeah, that's terrifying to me, by the way. Ninaruru. Special summon. Win. Draw. Oh, thank God. I drew a monster.
Heart. Yeah, you drew a monster.
Yeah, I don't want it. Normal summon Liliana. It lets me add from my deck to my hand one Magistus spell or trap. Does it say spell or trap? Which is weird. I don't think there are any Magistus traps. Trismegistus. Activate Trismegistus. It's a very big brain game right now.
Indicate that.
Sure.
I like how I've watched every episode of Restart and I still don't really know what your deck does.
It's okay. I don't know what my deck does either. I'll be quite honest with you. We'll activate the effect of Ninaruru.
Okay.
It's definitely a bait card. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait,
Thank
what?
you for that.
I need to find a way to OTK. I'm gonna lose. Synchro. Draco Berserker of the Tangy.
That's fine.
Move to battle phase. I'll declare an attack on Final Sigma.
Wait, what is it? Gain attack?
Awakening of the Possessed. My monsters gain 300 attack for each different attribute I control.
Oh, that's not. Oh, shit. I thought it was Tremors.
and then it gains 3,000.
Yeah.
So attack for 4,100 damage.
Damage step.
Okay.
Goop face.
Okay. Oh my god, you scared the absolute shit out of me. So, honestly, a lot to unpack here. This went almost exactly the way that I thought it would. I expected to win 5 or 6 games, and actually I put aside specifically 6 cards to carry over into the next season. Those 6 cards will be Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, Simorgh, Bird of Sovereignty, Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, DD Crow, oh god, I'm gonna butcher this name, Hrace Velger, the Desperate Doom Eagle, and Tri-Brigade Nerval. With these wins, I'll be getting a starting sum of $110 for the next part of Restart. Along with all the cards I pulled in this episode, every bulk card that wasn't used in the deck will be auctioned off in my server, which means you get all of the bulk. The secrets, whatever I have not sold, is being auctioned off, including the Dark Ruler No Mores, the Mutant Ultimates, whatever you want. This bulk has no real use for me, honestly, and for the most part, I'd rather just sell it and use the money to fund the next season. The only exceptions to that is kind of Verte Anaconda, which I personally need for my deck, so I may consider keeping that, but just keep an eye out for sales if you're in my Discord server. Speaking of money, let's give a total value to the deck. After 13 episodes and spending a grand total of $450, the deck has come out to a total of $250. That might not sound very good, but you have to consider the amount of $3, $4, $5 cards that we've had just sitting in bulk, since it's relatively useless in our deck, and if I was to guess, I'd say that we about broke even. Last week has been huge for me as well. Along with the news of a new patron, I'm officially both TCG player and Twitch affiliated now. My TCG player affiliate link is going to be down below, and my referral code is DEMO. Along with that, I'm starting the next season and 2 other series with both Dire YGO and the ChewCast, or Chew the Whoop. Both channels, along with everyone that I played today, will be linked in the description. There's a couple other things I want to bring up. Although I did say Bird Up earlier in the video, that's not exactly correct. What I mean is that I really like Tri-Brigade and I want to open for them in Phantom Rage in general. I decided on this deck a while ago and have had the Phantom Rage boxes stored away, but unluckily for me, Revs was one step ahead of me. When I bring up Tri-Brigade as my next deck, I did plan to get Maximum Crisis to hunt Lyralus cards, but there is a certain powerful dragon-based archetype, well, worm-based archetype, that resides in Maximum Crisis, but that depends on our polls. As a finale, I also want you guys to know that if you're really hungering for more sealed-only content, check out these 4 channels that I have linked on my channel page. Honestly, this is where it gets kind of difficult. I didn't expect this amount of support, and I really didn't expect the series to go this way. So what do I do now? I'm not really sure how I'll work with the Charmer deck and what I'll do with decks that lose in future matchups, and we'll have to figure something out for that. I'll probably be doing a face reveal at like 2,000 subscribers as well, I don't know. I planned to just drop one, but it felt kind of unnatural for the series, and since I didn't have my face associated with my channel yet, it just felt wrong. But allowing myself to display a bit more emotion might be nice. I also have plenty of video ideas to work on, including one where I'll discuss my overall thoughts on the deck now that it's essentially been my main deck for almost half a year. Well, how about a closing question, just like we have been doing? What was your favorite part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Restart's Charming Magic? For me personally, I really loved that entire episode where I got Zorua, along with, what was it, another CR Unicorn and a Liliona? At this point, the curtain closes on the first act, Charming Magic. See you guys in a little bit with Act 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Restart, now called Feral Fangs.